Hey, what's up everyone? Jeff here from Pure Tesla. Today was a huge day for Tesla, and I'm going to take you through all the changes coming up. Okay, lots to talk about today, and I'm going to try and be as brief as possible with giving you as much detail as possible. I'll try and cut back my long-windedness starting now. Okay, we have some new configurations of vehicles, one of them being the long-coveted $35,000 standard range version. I'm excited to tell you about each of these, and it actually includes some updates to existing vehicles as well. I'll tell you about that at the end. So, unless I otherwise say it, the vehicles that I'm going to talk about are all rear-wheel drive. I will say all-wheel drive when we get to those. So the standard range 220-mile vehicle is now $35,000. There's a standard range plus, which has a slightly upgraded mileage and also interior. That is 240 miles, so 20 more than the standard range regular, and that is $37,000. There's a mid-range, 264 miles, that is $40,000. There's a long range, 325 miles, that is $43,000. Those are all rear-wheel drive vehicles. Once you get to the long-range all-wheel drive vehicle, that is 310 miles, and that's $47,000. Then there is a performance all-wheel drive that is 310 miles as well, $58,000. I'm going to take you through what the different interiors include because the standard interior includes something different than the partial premium, which is what they're calling the plus, and then the premium interior. And I'll take you through each of those as we go. So the standard interior, I'm going to keep looking down at my screen because there's a lot to remember here and I want to get you information as quickly as possible. Standard interior includes a manual seat and steering adjustment, cloth seats and a base trim, basic audio, standard maps and navigation, and a center console with storage and 4 USB ports. The partial premium interior, so the standard range plus, will include a 12-way power adjustable front seats. They're both heated. Premium seat material and trim, so that's a little bit more upgraded. Upgraded audio, immersive sound, not completely upgraded, but it's upgraded. And I'll tell you about the difference between those in just a second. Standard maps and navigation, LED fog lamps, which isn't in existence on the earlier package, and then the center console storage, 4 USB ports, and docking for 2 smartphones. So that package does get the front console docking for the 2 smartphones. The premium interior includes the 12-way power seats with front and rear heated seats, the premium audio, so that's the highest audio, 14 speakers, a subwoofer, 2 amps, and immersive sound. That's what's been in existence on all the vehicles to date. Satellite view maps with live traffic visualization and navigation, which is what all of the cars currently have had to date as well. In-car internet, streaming music and media, internet browser, location-aware automatic garage door opener, LED fog lamps, center console with storage, 4 USB ports, and docking ports for 2 smartphones. So that is the package that we've come to know so far up until the existence of now the standard range model. All interiors include, which this was a surprise because it was originally stated that it wouldn't include this, but all interiors now include tinted glass roof with ultraviolet and infrared protection. So even the standard range base model will include the glass roof. Auto dimming, power folding, and heated side mirrors. That was also something that was rumored that the standard version would not have the power folding mirrors. It does. Music and media over Bluetooth, standard. And custom driver profiles is also something that's going to be included on all trim levels. So a lot to digest there. Really interesting that they added that partial premium version that would give some of the components, but the premium version still includes everything that we know today. Everything, if you've owned a car or you've seen a Tesla, it has had a premium version in it. That is still true to form. You get kind of a scaled down version when you go to the partial premium, and then the standard version is really all frills removed. Shocked to hear that they're still doing a glass roof. I guess I'm not entirely surprised, because they were at one point talking about just putting cloth over the underneath part because they didn't want to change the production of that. And I'm really glad that they decided not to do that, because I think that would have been a terrible idea. That's just me. So there comes with that a couple of caveats, and Elon has been tweeting about this as the day has unfolded and people have been asking questions. And I will go through each of his tweets at the end that kind of gave answers to questions or caveats to certain things that now will be taking place as a result of the release of all of these different models. So the other big change was the Autopilot versus full self-driving packages. And the biggest change here was that some of the features from the enhanced Autopilot that no longer exist. Enhanced Autopilot is gone. For people that have it existing, I'll go through that in just a minute, but there are now two packages. Autopilot, $3,000 prior to delivery. And then full self-driving package, which is now an option again when ordering, is $5,000 or $7,000 after delivery. So $3,000 prior to delivery for Autopilot, $5,000 prior to delivery for full self-driving, $4,000 after delivery for Autopilot, $7,000 after delivery for full self-driving. Now here's where the difference becomes. In Autopilot, directly from the configurator, Autopilot enables your car to steer, accelerate, and brake automatically for other vehicles and pedestrians within its lane. Okay, so that's it. That's Autopilot. Okay. Full self-driving, several features from what we know to be enhanced Autopilot has now transitioned into full self-driving. Those features are Navigate on Autopilot, Auto Park, and Summon. All three of those have moved into the full self-driving category with some caveats. So full self-driving, Navigate on Autopilot, automatic driving from highway on-ramp to off-ramp, including interchanges and overtaking slower cars, which will include, without notification or without confirmation, lane changes. Auto Park, both parallel and perpendicular spaces. Summon, your parked car will come find you anywhere in a parking lot. Really. It actually says the really in the configurator. Kind of cool. So that's the first mention of a parked car will come find you anywhere in the parking lot, and that is now a package component of full self-driving. Now it says coming later this year, and this is the first time this has ever been documented. It's been rumored, but this is the first time it's ever been documented. Coming later this year, recognize and respond to traffic lights and stop signs, and automatic driving on city streets. So those are two new package components to the full self-driving, stated to be released later this year. So three other changes have happened that are worth mentioning. So in the blog post accompanying some of these changes today, Elon stated that all of these sales centers, anything that is sales only, not service centers, not delivery centers, but just sales centers, essentially showrooms, will be closing, and they will be releasing the staff that essentially work in those locations. This is a necessary step in order for them to be able to maintain profitability with the margins that they have on these standard version Model 3s. Now that said, all sales of Teslas will now shift to being online only. In doing that, they made a different change that allowed that anyone that is unhappy with their Model 3 or their Tesla in general will be able to return it within 7 days now. It used to be 1 day if you had had a test drive and 3 days if you hadn't. Now it's just a standard 7 days or 1,000 miles, which I think is a great change to their policy. So you may be wondering if you're one of the people that purchased Enhanced Autopilot and now see that some of the features that you had purchased in the Enhanced Autopilot package have now been moved to full self-driving. Well, Elon was quick to respond to a few questions about that on Twitter, stating that everyone who bought Enhanced Autopilot will get Navigate on Autopilot on highways and Advanced Summon and Auto Park from the full self-driving package automatically. So there's no need to worry about that. You will still continue to get what you paid for. Now the question is, what will happen to people that purchased Enhanced Autopilot and will want to get full self-driving features now that there's a blurred line between the two packages that exist, because some of the features we had already paid for. I was being one of them. I have Enhanced Autopilot, but I didn't pay for the full self-driving originally. But I was interested in doing that down the road once I saw what that looked like. Now it's an unknown, and luckily Elon had stated that that's something that he's looking into. Somebody had mentioned, what about the post-purchase upgrade to full self-driving, considering that the packages have shifted, and some people feel like they've already kind of paid for what full self-driving has now become, not in its entirety, but is there some sort of concession for that $7,000 post-purchase price? And Elon said, I think that we should do something here. We'll talk with the team and send out a note in a few days. So they're going to be looking into that, and more information to come for those of you who already have enhanced autopilot and would be interested in moving to that full self-driving package. Something else to note, through software updates on March 15th, Tesla will be releasing a lot of really great features for existing car owners. The owners of the long-range rear-wheel drive vehicles will be getting a boost in their mileage. You will now see a 225 mileage rating for your long-range rear-wheel drive Model 3. You will additionally see 5% peak performance increases across the entire Model 3 line, which is really exciting as well. What we're waiting to see is what that means for performance owners versus the long-range all-wheel drive owners, and see kind of where those different things shake out, because as of right now, the long-range all-wheel drive vehicle is not seeing an increase in rated range and is seeing a modest increase in performance, with a price tag that now somewhat mimics the performance Model 3 that was released today. So we'll see, you know, what that entails over the next couple of days, weeks, months, whatever it may be. But just kind of wanted to put that comparison out there for those of you that might be interested in what is to come with that component. So the last thing I wanted to mention, and someone on Reddit had mentioned it originally, was that the supercharging status has changed a couple of times recently. At first, anyone that had purchased a Model 3 with a referral code was enabled with 6 months of free supercharging. Up until a couple of days ago, when a Reddit user noticed that theirs would change to 9 months, even though they bought it under the 6-month referral package. Mine had changed as well. My original referral date was in May. My end of my supercharging would have expired in May, but it was extended to August. Now, if you look under your supercharging status and you had originally had that 6 months or now then 9 months of supercharging, mine simply says free supercharging is currently enabled. And that is a change up until a day or two ago before this announcement was made. So still up in the air what that means. Maybe that's a concession for previous owners that they've enabled just free supercharging. Who knows? Once we get a more concrete answer about that, I'll definitely be sure to update you guys. But I did want to bring that to your attention, that that's a very interesting change. Additionally, in my Tesla account, I did notice that I do not have the ability to upgrade to full self-driving. It is not even an option in my package anymore, or in my account anymore. And so I'm wondering what their plan is to kind of figure out what happens to existing owners with enhanced autopilot. I think that's probably why that doesn't exist there yet. They're just making sure that they do right by their current owners. One other brief thing to mention, through Elon's Twitter exchanges today, somebody had asked him, when does no confirmation navigate on autopilot release? He said it will be coming with that March 15th firmware update as well. Okay, deep breath. A lot has changed today with the Tesla offerings, and I hope that this video was helpful in guiding you through some of those changes and updating you as quickly as possible. Now, I'm sure that there are a couple things I missed, because I tried to get through this as quickly as possible, but be as efficient as possible as well. If I did miss anything that was salient and you think everyone needs to know about it, certainly leave it down in the comments below. Additionally, if you have any questions about some of the things that I mentioned, certainly leave those in the comments as well. I'll get back to every single question that's asked down there. I love interacting with you guys. So, I look forward to seeing how certain things unfold over the next few days. I'm sure there'll be a couple of quick video updates that I give you as I hear about more things that either, I've reached out to my delivery advisor already about a couple of questions just to see if I could get some quick updates. There's been rumors about people getting full self-driving if they've already purchased enhanced autopilot, but that's just too much of a rumor to answer. I think that was an overzealous delivery advisor that just wasn't quite up to date on what is being offered here. So there's a couple of things that I have seen. I just don't want to report on anything that I feel is too loose. That is one thing that I definitely feel is too loose. So as I get hard concrete answers, I will definitely update you guys. But again, certainly check out the comments and leave any feedback or anything that I missed or any questions that you may have. Okay, so before we wrap this video up, I wanted to show you these sweet new Pure Tesla stickers that we got. There was really nice, like fabric-y sticky material, and these are restickable. So they're super safe on anything you put them on. You can remove them and put them on something completely different, and they never lose their stick. So they're actually pretty cool. They're a great size for your iPad, computer, garage, whatever. And, you know, just certainly want to give back to you guys for giving back to me, whatever it is, whether it's watching, comments, you know, just reaching out in any way. Certainly love that. So if you're interested in getting one of these, I'll give away a few of them to people that reach out to me on Twitter at Pure Tesla. You can reach out to me at Instagram as well, at Pure Tesla. They're also available on our website, puretesla.com, so definitely go there and check them out as well. But if you reach out to me on Twitter and Instagram, I'm giving away a few of them for free, so I'd love to have you check me out there, and we'll get some information from you to be able to ship them out to you right away. So that's all for today, guys. A lot to take in, but a lot of exciting changes. Who knew? Man, if you watched my video from earlier, I was saying that Hardware 3 was going to be what the big focus was today, and Hardware 3 wasn't ever mentioned. Obviously, a lot of these things need Hardware 3 to be able to run, but there is no indication that, you know, Hardware 3 is currently shipping on the vehicles. I would imagine it is, because it seems like it would be quite the undertaking to go back and undo all of this. But there was no mention of the vehicles getting upgraded to Hardware 3 right now. But once we get confirmation on that, I will update you there as well. I was kind of right about full self-driving features, but I don't think I was right enough to give myself credit for it. So a lot of exciting stuff happened today. Certainly check out our future videos so that you can get some more Tesla news and also demos about some of the great things that are to come. Until next time, hope you have a great night, week, day, whatever it may be, and we'll see you on the next video.